Suzuki, having released the third-generation Swift, has taken a step forward. The design of the previous car was simple and inexpressive, and the next car has become a real dude, the object of desire for many young fashionistas and fashionistas. Need to adapt in most markets, including Europe. Swift was presented in two modifications, 3- and 5-door hatchback. The previous generation sedan was quite popular and was sold in many countries of the world, but the next one became the property of the Indian market only. Swift was produced not only at home, but also in Europe, Hungary. Japanese versions are 1.5L with automatic transmission and 1.3L 4x4 manual gearbox. All the rest, as well as 1.5 liters with automatic transmission after 2007, are Europeans. According to our experts, there is no noticeable difference in the quality of the car. Swift has good corrosion resistance, but there is still one weak point. The main claim to the body is the low front bumper. They often cling to city curbs and bumps when driving along a country road, tearing off a plastic apron suspended under the bumper. Not bad, baby, and in relation to passive safety, according to the results of Euro NCAP crash tests in 2005, he won 4 stars out of the maximum 5. Salon. The salon, like the exterior, is decorated in a modern way, emphasizing the groovy character of the model. Many cars were purchased in good trim levels, and the most expensive, GLX, will please you with keyless go, keyless entry, and engine start systems. In general, visibility is good. Due to the specific shape of the body, you will only have to adapt to reading highly placed traffic lights if you drive too close to them. Improve visibility to the rear and rear headrests descending onto the backs of the seats. Despite the identical dimensions of both versions, the 3-door is positioned as a 4-seater, as evidenced even by the absence of an average gallery headrest. However, for trips over short distances in both cars, 3 people of average build can fit in the back. The rear seats, even in the basic versions, are divided in a ratio of 60:40, which, when carrying oversized cargo, allows you to put a passenger in the back as well. The trunk volume is small, 213/562L, but the carrying capacity of the baby is quite adult, 485 kilograms. Engine. The operated Swifts are equipped with gasoline engines. This model also has turbo diesel versions, but these were not supplied to us. The most common engine is 1.3 liters, and the least popular is 1.6 liters. It was equipped with both regular equipment with automatic gearboxes and sport with mechanics designed for active driving. Swift engines have proven to be reliable. The only problem that is typical for rarely used cars is the failure of the generator. It is installed at the rear of the engine and is poorly ventilated. Over time, dust accumulates in it, which, with temperature changes, can tightly block the rotation of the rotor. At the same time, the generator jams, and the drive belt slips along the pulley with a loud and unpleasant squeak. In most cases, cleaning the generator will help. With a small volume, all units are distinguished by high liter power and provide the baby with good dynamics. Even the most popular 1.3-liter version with a robot accelerates to hundreds in 10.4s. The cylinder heads of the motors do not have hydraulic lifters. According to the manufacturer's requirements, it is recommended to check the thermal clearances of the valves every 40,000 kilometers. But in practice, it is not always necessary to adjust the valves even with a run of 100,000 kilometers. Timing belt is equipped with a durable chain. The ignition system of all engines is equipped with dual coils for each pair of cylinders and candles with iridium electrode tips. In addition, many units use the proprietary VVTi variable valve timing system, which makes the engine more flexible. All these nodes work reliably, and in order to save money, ordinary candles can also be used. Transmission. 3 gearboxes are designed for the Swift, a conventional manual gearbox, a robotic mechanics with an automatic clutch and gear shift control mechanism, and a torque converter automatic transmission. The most common versions are with a robot equipped with an adaptive control program that adapts to different driving styles and changes the gear shift moment depending on this. As on cars from other manufacturers, the robot shifts gears with noticeable pauses, but compared to competitors, it is the most reliable. But still, one problem is possible. As a rule, it occurs during frequent and long trips and traffic jams. The ECU program goes astray, and the start of movement and stop are accompanied by noticeable jerks. In this case, reprogramming of the brain of the ECU of the robotic box is required. Malfunctions were also noted in the MCP. True, they occur only in overly active drivers. The input shaft bearing fails. Regardless of the driving style, over time, clutch release is accompanied by an unpleasant sound. In this case, it is necessary to renew the lubricant in the working cylinder. The most reliable box is automatic. Most Swifts are front-wheel drive cars. However, sometimes we also have 4x4 all-wheel drive modifications, in which the rear axle is connected using a viscous coupling when the front wheels slip. This transmission is quite reliable, but only if the tire rules are observed. The viscous coupling can fail if wheels with different degrees of wear or different dimensions are installed on the front and rear axles of the car. Weaknesses of the car. Over time, the seat belt drive mechanism becomes weak and the belt does not retract well. Versions prior to 2007 were notable for low-quality trunk lining. It absorbed moisture, which caused corrosion. Regardless of the mileage, auto dealers change the upholstery for free. Drivers who rarely drive may experience problems with the alternator. If you drive frequently in traffic jams, the program of the robotic gearbox computer may go astray, which will be accompanied by noticeable jerks when starting to move. Suspension. Well-balanced Swift serviceable suspension is moderately stiff, and small and medium-sized bumps work out knockdown and resiliently. Not bad. She holds the car on the trajectory and with active driving, which is facilitated by informative steering, sensitive to changes in direction. Structurally, the chassis is simple. In front, an independent McPherson with an anti-roll bar. In the back, a semi-independent with a U-shaped beam. On our roads, the suspension turned out to be quite tenacious. More often, every 60,000 kilometers, you will have to change the stabilizer bushings, and after 80,000 kilometers, the rear silent blocks of the front levers and the support pads of the front struts. The rest of the consumables last a long time. Stabilizer struts, about 150,000 kilometers. Ball bearings and front rubber bands of the front levers, about 200,000 kilometers, and silent blocks of the rear beam are considered eternal. On pre-styling versions, until 2007, the rear shock absorbers did not differ in reliability. These parts could fail even with low mileage. However, today the problem nodes have already been replaced under warranty. Steering. The rack and pinion steering is equipped with an electric power steering. A design feature of this unit is a knock when driving through bumps. However, domestic mechanics do not consider this a malfunction. But steering rods served for a long time, over 100,000 kilometers. Brake system. The braking system on most versions is equipped with front ventilated discs and rear drums. Rear discs were installed only on the Sport version. Increase the active safety of the ABS and EBD systems installed as basic equipment. In the brakes, when slowing down, the front pads often squeak, and the discs serve an average of 80,000 kilometers. Post-styling versions, after 2007, have a transparent diffuser for the reverse gear and the turn signal. Previously, the entire lamp was red.